Hello, everyone. Welcome to Say It.
Hey everyone, so happy you are here with us today. I am Mike.
And I am Sarah.
So happy you are joining us.
Sarah, I was marking some student writing yesterday evening, and I kept seeing the same confusion coming up again and again.
Which confusion?
Between the present perfect and the present perfect continuous. I have finished. I have been finishing. I have worked. I have been working.
Two tenses that look so similar but mean something completely different.
And the errors were everywhere, in the same paragraph, sometimes in the same sentence.
And the frustrating thing is, learners often feel they are choosing correctly. The wrong choice sounds almost right.
Almost, which is exactly what makes it so tricky. So let me try something.
Go ahead.
A quick challenge. Imagine you have just handed your boss a finished report. Which would you say? I have written the report, or I have been writing the report.
I have written the report.
Why?
It just feels right. The report is done. That is the one.
That instinct is exactly correct. And today we're going to explain precisely why, and why the other one sends a completely different message.
Because the difference between these two tenses is not random. There's a clear logic behind every choice.
And once that logic is clear, the right choice stops being a feeling. It becomes something you understand.
But before we get into it, please like and subscribe to Say It. Every new like and subscriber motivates us to prepare more episodes for you.
Right. Let us develop the picture.
So, the present perfect and the present perfect continuous both connect the past to the present.
Both use have or has.
Both describe something that started before now and is relevant right now.
So what is the difference?
Where the focus goes. Think of it this way. The present perfect simple is a photograph.
A photograph.
A snapshot. The result captured at this moment. The process that led there is invisible. Only the outcome matters.
And the present perfect continuous?
A video. The process shown in motion. The activity itself. What was happening? How long? The journey, not just the destination.
So same starting point, same connection to the present, different focus entirely.
Exactly. And the simplest way to see the difference? Side by side.
Go ahead.
I have written the report.
Photograph, the report is done. Result visible right now. The boss can read it.
I have been writing the report.
Video, I have been occupied with this. The activity has been happening, but is it finished? Not necessarily clear.
Same situation, two completely different messages.
Another one.
He has repaired the car.
Photograph, the car works. Result visible now.
He has been repairing the car.
Video, he has been busy with it. We see the activity, not the result.
And one more, the painted room example. We have painted the bathroom.
Photograph, it is painted. Done. You can see it.
We have been painting the bathroom.
Video, we have been busy with this. May or may not be finished.
3 pairs, same situation, 2 completely different lenses.
And the professional consequence of choosing the wrong one?
If your boss asks, has the report been written, and you say, yes, I have been writing it, your boss does not know if it is finished.
But if you say, yes, I have written it, the message is clear. Done. You can have it.
One tense complete clarity, the other genuine ambiguity in a professional moment.
So the simple answers, what is the result? The continuous answers, what have you been doing?
Every time, and the grammar structures behind both are simpler than most learners think.
The present perfect simple, have or has, plus the past participle.
I have written, she has seen, they have arrived. Have or has, then the past participle. Always.
And the present perfect continuous, have or has plus been plus verb ing.
I have been writing, she has been studying, they have been waiting. Have or has, been, then verb ing. Always.
Photograph, have plus past participle. Video, have plus been plus verb ing.
And now let's build each one completely.
Starting with the photograph.
Present perfect simple, and it does more than most learners realize.
Starting with the most fundamental use, result and completion. I have finished my homework. Can we go out now?
The homework is done. The result is visible right now. The speaker wants to go out because of it.
I have lost my keys.
The keys are gone. The result is felt right now. No keys, cannot get in.
She has cleaned the room.
The room is clean. Result visible now.
They have arrived.
They are here. The result, their presence, is the point.
The process that led there is completely invisible.
Completely. We do not know when, we do not know how long, we only know the result exists right now.
Now, life experiences, ever and never.
Events that happened at some undefined point in a person's life. When is not important. The experience is what matters.
Have you ever tried Thai food?
At any point in your life, have you had this experience?
I have visited Japan.
At some point, not saying when, the experience exists.
She has never eaten sushi.
Never, at any point in her life, that experience has not happened.
He has worked in 3 different countries.
Life experience, 3 countries. The when is not the point.
Ever and never almost always go with present perfect simple.
Always. And the third use, quantity, how many or how much.
When the focus is on the number of completed actions.
I have had 3 coffees today.
3. A completed quantity, simple.
She has read 5 books this month. He has called me 4 times this morning.
And the question, how many coffees have you had today?
How many? Always present perfect simple. We will come back to exactly why when we compare with the continuous.
Now, announcing news, something that just happened.
When you announce something for the first time, present perfect simple.
The Prime Minister has resigned.
News, the result, resignation, is what the listener needs to know right now.
Have you heard? Tom has lost his job.
Photograph, the result, Tom is unemployed, is the point, not the process of how it happened.
She has just had a baby, a little girl.
The baby exists. The result is the announcement.
And one more, have been to versus have gone to, because these two cause enormous confusion.
Have been to, visited and returned. You are not there now.
She has been to Paris.
She went, she came back. She is not in Paris now.
I have been to the shops.
Went and returned. Back now.
Have you ever been to Japan?
At any point in your life, did you visit and return?
And have gone to?
Went there and is still there, not back yet.
Where is John?
He has gone to the shops. He is still at the shops right now.
She has gone to Paris.
She is in Paris. She has not come back.
Been to, visited and returned. Gone to, went and still there.
One word, completely different location.
And now, the video.
Present perfect continuous, and this one is about the activity itself, the process, what has been happening.
Starting with the most fundamental use, ongoing activity still happening right now.
The activity started in the past and is still happening at this moment.
I have been waiting for an hour.
Still waiting right now. The video is still playing.
She has been studying since 8 a.m.
Still at it. Still happening.
It has been raining all day.
Still raining. The activity has not stopped.
They have been traveling since last October.
Still traveling. Months of motion. Still going.
And duration, how long?
When the emphasis is on how long something has been happening, present perfect continuous.
I have been working on this project for a month.
A month of activity. The duration is the point.
She has been waiting for 3 hours.
3 hours. Still waiting, and we feel the weight of that time.
How long have you been learning English?
How long? Almost always present perfect continuous, the duration of the activity.
And for versus since, because this is where learners go wrong constantly.
For equals a duration, a length of time. For 3 hours. For 2 weeks. For 10 years.
Since equals a starting point, a fixed moment in time. Since 3 o'clock. Since Tuesday. Since 2018.
I have been waiting for an hour. For the duration.
I have been working here since 2018. Since the starting point.
And the most common error. Since 3 hours. 3 hours is a duration, not a starting point.
I have been studying since 3 hours. Wrong.
I have been studying for 3 hours. Correct. Duration always takes for.
And the duration emphasis, the emotional weight.
This is one of the most important nuances. They have waited for hours. Neutral simply states the fact.
They have been waiting for hours.
Emphasis, frustration. The process is still happening. We feel every minute of it.
The video captures the feeling. The photograph just records the fact.
Now, temporary versus permanent, and this is a tendency, not a hard rule.
The continuous tends to suggest temporary situations.
I have been living in a hotel while my flat is being renovated.
Temporary, it will change.
I have lived in this city all my life.
Permanent, settled, simple.
I have been working in this office for 3 weeks.
Temporary arrangement, continuous.
I have worked here for 30 years.
Permanent, settled, simple.
The continuous carries a sense of, this is the current situation, it may change. The simple carries, this is who I am, this is my life.
And explaining a current state, the cause and effect pattern.
Used to explain why someone is in their current state right now.
She is tired because she has been working hard all day.
The working is the cause. The tiredness is the visible result of that activity.
My eyes hurt because I've been staring at a screen for 6 hours.
Staring, the activity. Eyes hurting, the visible result of that activity.
He is happy because he has been getting good results lately.
The continuous explains the journey. The current state is where the journey has led.
And a question formation, one rule that catches almost every learner.
In the present perfect continuous, there are 2 auxiliaries, have or has and been.
And in questions, only have or has inverts with the subject.
Have you been waiting?
Have inverts, been stays exactly where it is.
Has she been working here long?
Has inverts, been stays.
Been have you waiting? Wrong. Been never moves in a question, ever.
Only have or has inverts. Been always stays in place.
And now the use of the continuous.
That surprises every learner completely.
Visible evidence. And this is where the present perfect continuous becomes something genuinely exciting.
Exciting?
You look at someone's physical state, or the state of the things around them, and you deduce what they have been doing. The activity may have just stopped, but its evidence is right there.
Show me.
You've been crying.
How do I know?
The eyes are red. That is the evidence. The crying may have stopped, but what it left behind is visible right now.
He has been running.
Out of breath, sweating, the activity left its mark.
She has been cooking.
The whole kitchen smells of food. The cooking may be finished, but the evidence is everywhere.
Have you been swimming? Your hair is wet.
The wet hair is the clue. The swimming stopped, but the evidence remains.
What have you been doing? You look exhausted.
The exhaustion is the visible state. The continuous asks, what activity caused this?
This is the detective game.
Exactly. You observe the evidence. You deduce the activity. And the present perfect continuous is the tense that captures it perfectly.
And it goes beyond physical states as well.
Someone has been eating my chips. Half of them are gone.
The evidence, the missing chips. The deduction, someone ate them.
Someone has been using my computer. The settings have changed.
Not a physical state, a changed situation, but the same logic, evidence pointing to an activity. Somebody has been sleeping in my bed.
The classic Goldilocks line. The bed is disturbed. The evidence is there. The activity is deduced.
And these deductions always use the present perfect continuous, never the simple.
Because the focus is on the activity that caused the evidence, not the result itself. Someone has eaten my chips. Simple. Focus is on the result. The chips are gone. Someone has been eating my chips. Continuous. Focus is on the activity. Someone was doing this.
Someone has eaten my chips. The chips are gone. That is the photograph.
Someone has been eating my chips. Someone was doing this. That is the video of the activity.
Same situation, completely different focus.
And this is why the detective game works so naturally with the continuous. The detective does not just observe the result, the detective reconstructs the activity.
The video, not just the final frame.
Exactly. And now, one rule that affects a huge number of the most common verbs in English.
And it is not optional.
Stative verbs. And this rule is not optional. It is absolute.
What is the rule?
Stative verbs cannot be used in the present perfect continuous. Ever. They always use the present perfect simple, even when talking about duration.
Why?
Because stative verbs describe states, not actions, not processes. A state simply exists. It does not progress. It cannot be in motion. It cannot be filmed.
So it cannot be continuous.
Never. And the stative verbs that appear most frequently: know, like, love, hate, want, need, believe, understand, remember, own, belong, seem, be, prefer, mean, contain.
All of these present perfect simple only.
Always. I have known him for 10 years.
Not I have been knowing him for 10 years.
Wrong. Know is a state. States cannot be continuous.
She has liked chocolate since she was a child.
Not she has been liking chocolate. Like is a state.
They have owned that house for 20 years.
Not they have been owning that house. Own is a state.
We have needed a new car for months.
Not we have been needing a new car. Need is a state.
I have understood this since day one.
Not I have been understanding this. Understand is a state.
And have, when it means possession, also stative?
Always. She has had that car for 10 years. Possessive, stative, simple. Not she has been having that car.
But have for activities. Have a shower, have a meeting. That is different.
Completely different. Have as an action verb. She has been having meetings all day. Correct. Because having meetings is an activity, not a state.
So the same verb, different meaning, different rule.
Always check. Is have describing possession? Stative, simple only. Is have describing an activity? Dynamic, continuous, possible.
I have wanted to visit Japan for years.
Want, stative, simple, correct.
I have been wanting to visit Japan for years.
Wrong. Want is a state. It does not progress. It simply exists.
And believe. I have believed in this approach since the beginning.
Correct. Believe, stative, simple only. Never I have been believing in this approach.
Stative verbs know, like, love, hate, want, need, believe, understand, own, belong, seem, be, prefer, always present perfect simple, never continuous.
And now, a few practical distinctions that make the choice between these two tenses immediately clear in any situation. Starting with an honest truth that most courses do not tell you.
Which truth?
With certain verbs, live, work, study, and teach, both forms are interchangeable. Both are correct. Both mean the same thing.
Really?
I have lived here for 5 years. I have been living here for 5 years. Both correct, same meaning.
He has worked at our company since 2009. He has been working at our company since 2009.
Both correct. Cambridge Grammar confirms it. Choose either one.
So why do two forms exist for these verbs?
A subtle tendency exists. The simple feels slightly more permanent, more settled. I have lived here all my life. Permanent. This is who I am.
And the continuous?
Slightly more temporary. I have been living in a rented flat since I moved. Suggests a current arrangement that may change.
But both are always acceptable.
Always. Do not let anyone tell you one is wrong. With live, work, study, and teach, choose the one that feels natural.
Now, how many versus how long, and this is the clearest practical rule in the episode.
The question itself tells you which tense to use.
How many coffees have you had today?
How many? Present perfect simple. Quantity of completed actions.
I have had 3.
3. A number, a quantity. Simple.
How many times have you seen that film?
Simple. How many? Always simple.
She has read 6 books this month. He has done 20 press-ups.
All quantity. All simple. Now, how long?
How long have you been waiting?
How long? Present perfect continuous. Duration of an ongoing activity.
About 20 minutes.
Duration. Continuous.
How long have you been studying English?
Continuous. The duration of the activity.
How long have you been living here?
Continuous. Or how long have you lived here? Also correct with live. Both work.
So the question tells you everything. How many? Simple. How long? Continuous.
Every time. And one more thing. Lately and recently, because both words can work with either tense.
How?
Lately or recently with an ongoing activity or pattern, present perfect continuous.
I have not been feeling well lately.
Ongoing state continuous.
She has been working very hard recently.
Ongoing activity continuous.
I have been thinking about changing my job lately.
An ongoing process still happening continuous.
And recently with a specific completed event?
Present perfect simple. I have recently finished a great book. Completed. She has recently started a new job. Completed. He has recently moved to London. Completed.
Same word, the tense shifts the meaning. Ongoing pattern, continuous. Specific completed event, simple.
And now the mistakes.
The mistakes, the exact errors that go wrong most often.
5 of them. Fast and clean.
Starting with the most common structural error.
Wrong verb form after been.
I have been written the report.
Wrong after been, always verb ing. The gerund, never the past participle.
Written is the past participle. It belongs after have, not after been.
I have written the report. Correct. Simple. Past participle after have.
I have been writing the report. Correct. Continuous. Verb ing after been.
Been always needs verbing. Always.
Mistake number 3. Stative verb in present perfect continuous.
I have been knowing him for 10 years.
Wrong. Know is a stative verb. States cannot be continuous.
I have known him for 10 years. Correct. Simple. Always simple with stative verbs.
She has been wanting to go for ages. Wrong.
She has wanted to go for ages. Correct. Want, stative, simple only.
Mistake number 4. Since with a duration.
I have been waiting since 3 hours.
Wrong. 3 hours is a duration, not a starting point.
Duration always takes 4. Since is for starting points only.
I have been waiting for 3 hours. Correct.
I have been working here since 2018. Correct. 2018 is a starting point. Since.
Duration 4. Starting point since. Every time.
Mistake number 4. Using continuous when result and completion is the meaning.
I have been writing the report. When the report is finished and the boss can read it.
Wrong choice. The continuous leaves completion unclear. The boss does not know if it is done.
I have written the report. Correct. Done. Result clear. The boss can read it now.
When the result matters, when the action is complete, always simple. The continuous keeps the activity in motion. The simple captures the result.
And mistake number 5, confusing have been to and have gone to.
She has gone to Paris, but she is back now.
Wrong. Gone to means she is still there.
She has been to Paris, but she is back now. Correct. Been to, visited and returned. Gone to, went and still there.
Where is John? He has been to the shops.
Wrong. If he is still at the shops, he has gone to the shops.
He has been to the shops means he went and came back.
Been to, visited and returned. Gone to, went and still there.
5 mistakes, and every single one completely fixable. Now, let us hear both tenses working together in one real conversation.
The scenario: 2 colleagues catching up at the end of a long working day. One has just finished a major project. The other has been waiting for the results from a job interview. Let us go.
You look exhausted. Have you been sleeping properly?
Not really. I have been working until midnight every night this week, but I have finally finished the presentation. It is done.
That is such a relief. How many revisions have you done in the end?
7 complete revisions. I have never worked so hard on a single document in my life.
Have you ever had to present to the whole board before?
Once, 3 years ago. It was terrifying, but I've learned a lot since then.
I'm sure you have. Oh, have you heard about James?
No, what happened?
He's got the promotion. They announced it this morning.
Oh, that is wonderful. I've known James for years. He has worked so hard for this.
He really has. He's been coming in early every single day for the past month.
It has paid off. And what about you? Any news from the interview?
Nothing yet. I've been waiting since Monday. It's been 4 days now.
4 days? That is a long time to wait.
I know. I've been checking my phone every 5 minutes. My concentration has been terrible.
That is understandable. Have you been to that new cafe on the corner yet? It might help to get out of the office.
I have been there twice, actually. The coffee is incredible. Sarah's gone there today. She said she needed a break.
Good for her. Right. Let us pause there.
2 tenses, 1 conversation. Let us pick out a few moments.
You look exhausted. Have you been sleeping properly?
Visible evidence. The exhaustion is there. The continuous asks, what activity caused this? What has been happening?
I have finally finished the presentation. It is done.
Photograph. Result. Complete. The boss can see it. The simple captures the completion, not the process.
How many revisions have you done?
How many? Always present perfect simple. Quantity of completed actions, never continuous.
I have been waiting since Monday. It has been 4 days.
Continuous for duration. Since Monday, a starting point. For 4 days, a duration. Both natural with the continuous.
I have known James for years.
No, stative verb. Simple only. Never I have been knowing James. The state simply exists. It cannot be in motion.
He has been coming in early every single day for the past month.
Video, showing the pattern of activity right up to now.
I have been there twice, the cafe.
Photograph, life experience. How many times? Twice. Quantity, simple.
Sarah has gone there today.
Gone to, she is still there, not back yet. If she had returned, she has been to the cafe. But she is there right now, gone to. Photograph and video, simple and continuous, both working exactly as they should, without any grammar labels in sight.
Because that is what happens when these tenses are inside you. You stop choosing them consciously. The right one just comes.
And now, before we go, let us go through everything one more time.
2 tenses. Both connect the past to the present. Both use have or has. One difference, where the focus goes.
Present perfect simple, the photograph. Result, completion, the outcome right now.
Have or has plus the past participle. I have written. She has finished. They have arrived.
Present perfect continuous, the video, activity, duration, process, what has been happening.
Have or has plus been plus verb ing. I have been writing. She has been studying. They have been waiting.
Result clear and complete, simple. I have written the report. Done, unambiguous.
Activity ongoing or duration emphasis, continuous. I have been writing the report, busy with it.
Life experiences, ever and never, always simple. Have you ever tried Korean food? She has never been to Japan.
Quantity, how many or how much, always simple. I have had 3 coffees. She has read 5 books.
Visible evidence of a recent activity, continuous. You have been crying. He has been running. Someone has been in here.
Stative verbs, know, like, love, hate, want, need, believe, understand, own, always simple, never continuous. States cannot be in motion.
How many? Simple. How long? Continuous. The question tells you the tense.
For equals duration. Since equals starting point. Since 3 hours, always wrong. For 3 hours, always correct.
Have been to, visited and returned, back now. Have gone to, still there, not back yet.
Live, work, study with for or since. Both forms acceptable.
Both correct. Choose either.
After been, always verb ing, never past participle.
I have been writing, correct. I have been written, always wrong.
Question formation, only have or has inverts. Been always stays in place. Have you been waiting? Correct. Been have you waiting? Always wrong.
Now, your challenge.
2 sentences about your day. 1 using present perfect simple, something you have completed or achieved today. The photograph.
And 1 using present perfect continuous, something you have been doing or something that has been happening, the video.
Your real day, your real tenses. Write them in the comments. We read every single one.
And if this episode helped you, please share it with one person who is learning English right now.
And please subscribe to Say It if you have not already. We put everything into every single episode.
And we do not want you to miss what is coming next.
We will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.